Tonight on TMG, the Legends Racing League Classic Truck Challenge rolls into the Charlotte Roval for 25 laps of road course racing action. Jonathan Oates here for the TMG Racing Network. Joining me tonight in the broadcast booth once again is Thomas Fisher. He is not here right now, but he will be able to join us just before qualifying starts. When he does get here, we're going to ask him how is he doing, but until then, it is just me in broadcast booth. Welcome everyone to the Charlotte Roval and Race 5 of the Legends Racing League Classic Truck Challenge. As a reminder, last weekend at the Charlotte Oval, as we see Erick Heeter going around and into the wall, at the Charlotte Oval, Jalen Battle was able to dominate the second half of the race and came away with the win there, helping him in the point standings. And Erick Heeter was able to take advantage of a bad night for Erich Keplinger and take over the points lead. Your standings now look like this: Erick Heeter at the top of the board, followed by Erich Keplinger, who is behind by 1, Andrew Cootie behind by 20 points, followed by Brockton Picard down by 21, and Jalen Battle in 5th, down by 24. There is in fact a three-way tie for 5th between Battle, Malachi Drake, and Michael Ricero, all of them 24 points back from the leader. So the points lead, or the battle for the points lead, as strong as ever. Let's take a look at how the lap times are stacking up with only 9 minutes remaining in practice. So you'll see the ticker there on the top left of your screen. Right now, Ricero at the top of the board with a 1:23.0. He is far and away the fastest driver here. Erick Heeter, your points leader, in 2nd. Erich Keplinger doesn't look like he's even going to make an appearance tonight. So another big hit in the points to the driver of the number 60 Silverado. Erick Heeter definitely going to be able to capitalize off this if he just keeps it clean and out of trouble. 25 laps on display tonight as we see Malachi Drake slamming into the outside wall. 25 laps on display tonight, halfway caution at the conclusion of lap 12. We're going to get that underway in just a moment. Qualifying starting in another 8 minutes. That'll be a 10-minute qualifying. Going to be a little bit of the downtime on the air, as we don't really have a way to cover qualifying, but we're gonna do our best to keep you all entertained. How is the chat doing tonight? Well, there's no one actually in the chat, but there are 5 people tuned in, so I'd say that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look at Michael Ricero. He's right now stuck in traffic between the 29 of Harrison Chandler and the 90 of Malachi Drake. Coming through the infield section on the Roval, he's got Drake all over his back bumper. Drake right now setting a 1:27.3. It's a very spread out field so far. I don't know if that's going to be the case for qualifying. I think we do now have Thomas Fisher joining us in the broadcast booth. Like I said, I'm now going to ask him, Thomas, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Jonathan. How about you?
I'm doing quite well. Very excited for some racing action here at the Charlotte Roval. I think this is the first time these trucks are hitting a road course this season, so we're in for a very unique experience. Thomas, what are you expecting out of the race tonight?
Well, I have to say tonight I'm expecting, quite a few spins perhaps. It's a very challenging circuit, especially in these cars that have a very, very light rear end and tend to slide around a little bit.
Yeah, someone who's had experience racing some pretty hard-to-handle cars around the Charlotte Roval, it is not an easy task. Even if you think you're kind of on your own, you're able to have a clean race for a lot of the night. If you just make one mistake, you are going to go into the outside wall. Luckily, these trucks are pretty heavy built. They're pretty hard to damage and mess up. But if you do mess up too badly, then it's certainly possible. Right now, we still see Michael Ricero at the top of the board by over a second. He definitely looking like the favorite coming into tonight. Oh, well, never mind. That's just changed. Erick Heeter has gone to the top of the board with a 1:22.433, taking away the top by 0.6 of a second. Great lap by Erick Heeter. He is going to go out for another run here.
Yeah, very surprisingly there from Malachi Drake, 27.391. After a strong showing last week, I'd expect him to be a lot further up the grid.
Yeah, Malachi Drake disappointing so far tonight. Another kind of shock is that Erich Keplinger is yet to show up in the race, and he is in a battle for the points lead with Erick Heeter. Erick Heeter currently leading that by 1. This is going to be a big points night for Erick Heeter because Erich Keplinger is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do believe Erich Keplinger did have some real-life racing to attend to tonight. So unfortunately, he will not be here.
Yeah, that definitely seems more important than this race.
Yeah, but one man I think we should really keep an eye on there is Andrew Cootie, sitting in the 4th position. Andrew Cootie, as we see him spinning.
You were saying?
Just about to praise him as we see him go straight into the outside wall.
We've got to look at a replay here. I'm guessing this is just a classic case of getting into the corner too hot, truck gets loose on you, and around he goes. Really, there's no saving it at that point. Into the outside wall. Very easy to lose the truck.
And I was talking about losing the rear end just a few minutes ago. And Andrew Cootie, one of those drivers who says he's still in the hunt for the championship, but he needs to start putting in some more consistent performances, and he can't have mistakes like that happening during the race.
Yeah, that's definitely something that he's going to have to avoid. Currently sitting 4th on the board, a little bit off of Aaron Brown in 3rd in the 45 truck, who is going out for a run now. Both of them quite far behind Michael Rosero and Erick Heeter. I'm guessing we're going to see a battle between them for most of the race. They are definitely looking like the class of the field so far. Everyone else is going to be scrapping for the midfield positions. Getting closer and closer to qualifying, which is going to last quite a while, and we're not really going to be able to see much of it. But we're going to do our best to keep everybody entertained by basically just reading out lap times in a very dramatic fashion.
Essentially. One big surprise there is the 6th place of Jalen Battle. Quite a ways off pole after winning Wednesday's Pro Mazda race at USA.
Jalen Battle, also the defending winner of the Classic Truck Challenge, coming into tonight after their win in Charlotte. Only a 10th off of Harrison Chandler, who was another 2nd off of Andrew Cootie, as he goes
straight round.
Oh, they saved it. Good job by Jalen Battle, able to get it corrected, back out onto the track.
So now he's got to be careful, because he has those very hot rear tires that will loosen the rear end.
That's going to be a big talking point tonight, getting your tires heated up and keeping them cool, because if your tires get too hot, you're going to go for quite a few spins. They got a little bit loose there coming out of the infield. They were able to get it corrected. Jalen Battle coming out into 3 and 4 gets loose again. It's a very tough track to handle, and this truck is not making it easier whatsoever.
It definitely is not. Now, you'd have to say, I think Jalen Battle would be thinking he'd be higher up the field, especially given his win last week out in Charlotte on the oval. There is about half this track that is on the oval, so you'd expect him to be very strong there, as he's... why isn't he cutting the track there?
That would probably cost him a little bit of time.
Yeah. At the for those who don't run the Charlotte Roval, coming out of the backstretch chicane, instead of following the blue line up, it is widely regarded as allowed to cut slightly and rejoin the main racetrack about 150 meters further down just before the banking, just to cut off that little bit extra track. Most drivers will be doing it, but Jalen Battle electing not to there.
Actually,
not sure whether it's... as he goes straight round again. Oh, holding it well, to be fair. Doing very well there to keep it out of the inside wall. Very well then.
Great job by Jalen Battle. But as you were saying, track limits, that's going to be a big talking point of tonight. You can see as Jalen Battle going through the infield there and going for yet another spin. These drivers kind of getting on that red and white. Well, that was a little bit too far on the red and white curbing, but these drivers are going to be kind of using up that red and white curbing, trying to maximize track limits, trying to get as much speed into the corners as they can. That is what's going to get you a fast lap time if you can utilize track limits correctly. Just a little bit of time remaining in practice. I think it's about 3 minutes. You can see right there the 45 of Aaron Brown going out wide, getting cut off by, I think that's Harrison Chandler in the 29. Oh my goodness, they're both going to go off the track. Aaron Brown was all over that blue curbing on the inside. That's going to be another talking point. That big, what I'm going to call a sausage curb on the inside of the track is really going to launch your car up into the air. If you try and get a good gyro cam of it, you're going to see how much the car just launches up into the air after hitting it. It's going to be something that you're going to have to avoid, but also take advantage of.
Yeah, I think that in a certain way, there's a very kind of compromising line where as long as you want to be able to just nudge that curb without fully taking it. We'll see here, there you go, you can see him just slightly using those curbs to help the car kind of turn around, because remember, as the front tire lifts up, it adds more load, and then as the rear tire picks up, it then helps the rear rotate slightly. It's difficult to see on the gyro cam, but I can tell you as a driver, it does help. It also will, as he goes very wide into the first part of the chicane, does Aaron Brown. Let's have a look here. Oh, missing the apex there. Will he keep out of the wall? No, he does not.
I don't think he was going to try on that lap. I think he was intentionally pulling off the track. The top three now separated by about a second and a half. Aaron Brown has cracked into the 123s, but it's still Erick Heeter at the top of the board. I mean, on one hand, qualifying position is going to matter, but we know how tricky that first turn at the Roval can be. We saw it in the Cup Series last year, and I think we're going to see a little bit of it tonight, especially on that halfway restart. A couple of new drivers joining into the battle. Sean Ulrich, I think I'm pronouncing that right, Joseph Madigan, and Richard Bowman. All of those drivers yet to set a lap.
None of the drivers currently apparently in the session or on track.
Might show
I do believe Joseph Madigan was thinking about running tonight, but I'm not sure if he decided to in the end, as we're looking at Patrick Kingston, a newcomer to the series.
Hey, you're going to see how loose he's going to get through the corners. A lot of these drivers with a lot of road course racing experience, there aren't any A-road rated drivers, because I think that's how the licenses are being determined. But a couple of B-rated road course drivers still having a lot of trouble with the Charlotte Roval. Yeah, you're going to see Patrick Kingston really sliding out of all these corners. It's completely different. Driving a stock car on a road course is completely different to really any other car track combination because of really just how heavy and loose these cars are.
Yeah, well, one thing I assume we can kind of compare it to is sort of driving a V8 supercar. Because V8 supercars are just essentially just massive lumps of metal that you're trying to haul around a racetrack, which is essentially the same thing as a stock car. But the big thing, especially about the trucks, is the fact that all of the weight of the trucks are especially at the front because you have that massive engine and the massive cab there as well. There's not much really keeping the rear down except maybe the transmission.
Practice wrapping up right now with Erick Heeter at the top of the board. That is not at all... Oh, wait, never mind. That's not showing. Never mind. Alright, so practice wrapping up. Erick Heeter ends it at the top of the board with a 1:22.433. We'll see if anybody is able to match that time in qualifying. Pressure is now definitely on these drivers to get a good lap in while they can. Really quickly, I'm going to make sure I have voice chat muted on iRacing. I'm pretty sure I do. No, I do not. Alright, that's better. So now the pressure is on because these drivers only have, I want to say they only have 2 laps to get it right. And if they mess up, that's one of their laps gone. If they mess it up twice, then they are not going to get a very good starting spot. And depending on how crazy the midfield is, getting into turn number 1, qualifying position could mean everything. So we are going to wait for the first driver to go out on the track. We're not really going to be able to monitor them, but we're going to do our best.
So I guess you could say for the next 5 to 10 minutes, Jonathan, how was your day?
Well, my day was great. I just wrapped up streaming some F1 2016, which was interesting because I got about halfway through a 50% race before my graphics card decided to die. So then I actually...
Oh, but that happens to me a lot too. Not desperately sure why.
It's weird because I can run iRacing on basically maximum settings, but the minute I try and run an F1 game, it's just like, haha, no.
Yeah, it's weird. Ever since I upgraded my graphics card. Hold on, let me just pull up my conversationideas.exe program here. Just try and figure this one out. Okay, it says ask about day. Okay, we've done that one. Ask about dog. How's your dog doing, Jonathan?
Well, lucky guess that I actually have a dog. She's doing...
Everybody has a dog these days.
Do you have a dog?
I have 2.
Nice. How are they doing?
One of them is quite old, but still thinks he's about 2, so he's running around jumping everywhere. The other one is just a bit weird. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Oh, right, back to racing.
So still nobody setting a lap time yet. A lap around here, I want to say... we should know this from practice, but I've already forgotten it. I think it was around a 1:23. I think that's correct. So we'll see if anybody is going to set a lap here.
You're assuming I was paying attention, Jonathan.
Advance the session.
You're assuming I was paying attention, Jonathan, when I was looking at the times.
I'm pretty sure it's around I think it's around a 1:23.
Brain.exe has stopped working. Windows is searching for a solution to the problem. That's my go-to sentence for whenever I stop work, for whenever my brain just decides to
We have the time
not.
set. Michael Rosero at the top of the board with a 1:22.667. That is That
is
was
his
almost
fastest
matching
time.
what we saw in practice.
I believe that was faster than his time in practice, in fact. As Harrison Chandler goes in with a 1:27.3, he's going to be very disappointed with that lap.
Well, we can give him a participation trophy. Erick
Heeter
knocks
going much
Rosero off the
faster.
top of the board with a 1:22.429. First driver to get inside the 1:22.4s.
1:22.5, isn't it?
Or would it be 1:22.4s?
No, you gotta say it was inside the 1:22.5s because that means he's below it.
Ah, that is true. My idea is, like, if it's inside the 1:22.4s, it's, like, anywhere in the range of, like, a 22.4 to a 22.49. And then above that, that would be inside the 22.5s, but it's semantics.
It's 8 p.m., man. All right, and Andrew Coody set the lap time as well with a 1:25.3. He's going to be absolutely punching himself after that lap.
Yeah, it seems like Heeter and Rosero are really the only drivers who've been able to set a competitive lap time. Everyone behind them not really able to match their pace. Still keeping an eye out on Aaron Brown, though. He was third in practice, I think. He might be able to make a charge at the leaders. I'm not entirely sure. While we're doing this, I'm going to take some time to adjust my flag graphic, make sure that's in the right spot. Okay, that's not at all in the right spot. Let's move that right there. Now we can see if cautions come out. Woo!
Because that's definitely not an F1 graphic.
No, it's definitely not. I'm just using the, I don't even know what the app is called. I think it's called, like, Race Lab apps or something. I clicked stop streaming on OBS when I did not mean to do
Oh,
that.
goodness.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, at least that was something interesting happening during qualifying.
Yeah.
All right, we're back.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. I accidentally clicked stop streaming on OBS when I did not mean to do that, so we're good now.
We need the meme of the TV host slapping his head and the guest slapping their head and the crowd slapping their heads, you know?
I wish I could figure out how to load that up here, but I can't.
All right, so as practice concludes, we're going to take a quick break a second, also known as I need a drink.
I guess I'll cut away to pretend we have something important to do. All right, we are back live here on TMG. Thomas had to go, but he'll be right back. The field gridding up as we get ready for pace laps here at the Charlotte Roval, because who doesn't love pace laps? I love pace laps. I want more pace laps. Erick Heeter has scored the pole with I don't know what his lap time was, honestly, but he is on pole by a little bit over Michael Rosero. Those two are going to be the ones to watch during the race. I am excited. I think we're in for a pretty good race. All right. Let me make some adjustments to the ticker. And I will be... I'm still here. There we go. Go ahead and pull up the gap. Alright, rundown of the scoring pylon. You have the drivers' names, drivers' numbers, interval between the drivers, and then the gap to the leader. That's probably all you need to know. So, while we are waiting for Thomas to come back, let's go ahead and go over the starting lineup. Starting on pole is the number 28 of Erick Heeter. I don't like the way this is organized on my screen. But anyways, Erick Heeter starts on pole over Michael Rosero, Aaron Brown, Mason Thompson, Andrew Coody, Harrison Chandler, Jalen Battle. I am not in this race, but I have to be in the session to commentate, so that's why you see my name there. Malachi Drake, Joseph Madigan, Sean Urick, Patrick Hingston, and Richard Bowen rounding out the field in 12th. So in just a moment, we are going to roll off for pace laps. Welcome to iPacing, everyone.
All right, everybody.
Welcome back. We're going to go green in just a minute here. We're just waiting for pace laps to start. As a reminder, the halfway caution point coming at the completion of lap 12. Erick Heeter going to roll off with Michael Rosero. Here we go.
All right. My iRacing did also crash, so now I am rebooting it. More technical issues, unfortunately. I have to say, Jonathan, you're giving me really bad luck.
Take you all on a lap of the Charlotte Roval on board here with Erick Heeter coming through turn number 1. This is going to be turn number 2. This is one of the tighter sections on the track. You have walls on either side. It's very tricky to get through. Then turns 3 and 4. This is going to be one of the harder sections as well. You're coming in with a lot of speed. It's banked. There's a lot of opportunities to mess up. And in trucks like these, you're going to see a lot of people hitting the outside wall, particularly on lap 1. Then you get a bit of a straightaway, but it's not very long. It's a small break for the drivers to kind of catch their breath coming out of that very tricky section. But then it's right back into the elevation changes. It's a sweeping right-hander that also goes uphill as you start to exit the infield. There's very little runoff, so if you make a mistake, you are going to end up in the wall. Crest the artificial hill over the banking, and you're going to come right back down into a sweeping left-hander, which will carry you all the way back out onto oval turns 1 and 2. Get as close as you can to the wall and apex back down. Get as close as you can to the inside wall. Don't hit it. Come back out onto the banking and cut that blue line. Then it's a long oval turns 1 and 2. This is probably where the trucks are going to feel most at home. You can see the top 2 there racing alongside each other. This is where you get a little bit of a break from all the technical sections of the infield, but it's not for long, because before long you will be diving back down into the backstretch chicane. We are using the 2019 version of the Roval, so we have that much tighter bus stop chicane on the back straightaway.
That we do. I know the drivers much prefer having a look at that, but I know the drivers prefer that chicane because it tends to be slightly more, not forgiving is not the word necessarily, but maybe a little bit more challenging. And because there is a very large tendency, and especially with the old chicane, for drivers to attempt to take it flat out, fail miserably, and end up in the barrier.
I gotta be honest, I kind of like that chicane. It's kind of fun. Anyways,
yeah, it's really fun with gold Mazdas.
Here at the Charlotte Roval, pace car is going to take the dive onto the pit lane. Kind of weird that we have a Porsche pace car in a field of Chevy Silverados, but hey, I won't question it. So here we go. Lights are out on the pace car. It is going to take that hard left turn into the pits. Field in the hands of Erick Heeter, who is going to lead us down for 25 laps of racing action. Halfway caution at lap 12. Here we go.
As we are green.
Is out.
Erick Heeter, very good there, taking the lead from Michael Rosero. Behind them, Harrison Chandler fighting with Aaron Brown, looking to make his way around the outside. Will he do it? No. Sorry, yes he will. My bad. I'm looking at the wrong driver.
Side by side behind as they come into the infield section. Aaron Brown on the outside of the 29, side by side going through turns 3 and 4. Now onto that short straightaway. Brown on the outside, Chandler on the inside. Everyone fighting for positions as the top 2 get away well at the front of the field. Rosero on the inside of Heeter. They nearly made contact. I think we're going to enjoy this battle. I think we're in for a pretty good one. But for now, we turn our attention to the midfield.
I have to say, just looking here, Andrew Cootie up the inside of Harrison Chandler now. Will he make that move stick? Yes, he will. And he'll now be going right after Aaron Brown.
Cootie around Chandler. Meanwhile, the top 2 heading towards the chicane. Michael Rosero on the bumper of Erick Heeter.
Sorry to bring your attention back, but Sean Urich going for the move there on Jalen Battle.
Oh, good move by Urich, trying to go for it on the outside. That'll turn into the inside. Side by side, exiting the chicane. This kind of reminds me of Formula 1. You got the big drivers getting away at the front of the field and everybody scrapping for positions in the midfield. Hopefully this doesn't turn out like a lot of F1 races do. Quite boring as you see Michael Rosero locking up, heading into the chicane.
And something happened to Malachi Drake.
Oh, we got trouble.
I'm just looking. Malachi Drake.
You know, he might started in the pit lane.
He did start in the pit lane, in fact. I did just have a look at that. I hadn't realized he was starting from the pit lane.
So
perhaps he just missed the start.
Through lap 1, clean and green, with the top 2 getting away well. Surprisingly clean from the Charlotte Roval so far.
Bringing your attention back now to Jalen Battle, who's all over the back of Joseph Madigan in his Krispy Kreme Chevrolet Silverado.
Battle to the inside, hopping over that blue turtle. That sounds kind of weird. Sean Erich running a little bit wide behind in that mellow yellow car. That's a pretty nice paint scheme. Shout out to Sean Erich for that one. Jalen Battle continuing.
Losing the back end. He's hit the wall, has Sean Erich.
Oh,
He's lost the rear again, going into the outside.
Again.
That's 3 times in the space of 2 corners there. He's hit the outside wall.
Trouble early on for Sean Erich at the front of the field. It's still Erick Heeter and Michael Rosero, with Erick Heeter still in the lead. You can see him cutting the cutting the chicane on exit. Aaron Brown getting away as best of the rest, with Andrew Cooney in pursuit.
Sorry to interrupt, but that looks to be, yes it is, Jalen Battle cleanly around the outside of Joseph Madigan, making that move stick as we head down to the final chicane.
And watch out for this. One of these drivers locks up and takes out the other. It could be very messy, but they're all going to keep it clean. Jalen Battle actually looking surprisingly fast.
Joseph Madigan's clipping. Yeah, Joseph Madigan there just clipping the outside wall, getting a little bit of right rear damage. As now that is Harrison Chandler, Jalen Battle, and Joseph Madigan all nose to tail. This is going to be a very interesting battle, Jonathan.
This battle right now for 5th, so whoever gets the spot will be inside the top 5. There's another.
Oh, wow. Both drivers, Jalen Battle and Joseph Madigan, massively losing the rear end there.
Doesn't surprise me. It's very difficult to keep this truck under you here at the Charlotte Roval. Update on the front runners. It is still Erick Heeter over Michael Rosero, but very close at the front. I don't know why the blimp cam is so awful. Like, I don't want a close-up of Erick Heeter. So we're still.
I say one driver who I believe has just retired is Sean Erich. Sean Erich is gone.
First driver out of the race, Sean Erich. Malachi Drake going to be promoted up into the 8th position. Got now at the front just 0.4 of a second as we come to lap 4 of 25. As a reminder, the halfway caution coming at lap 12. You can see Michael Rosero really throwing it into the chicane, going over the curbing.
Andrew Cooney losing the rear end. Sorry to interrupt there. I just noticed that in the background. Andrew Cooney lost the rear end. He spins, does Andrew Cooney, out of the final chicane.
Andrew Cooney around, front straightaway. He's going to keep it going as Rosero gets onto the bumper of Erick Heeter. But update on Andrew Cooney, he has recovered from his spin. We'll take a look at a replay. I think he just got on. Yeah, he might have just carried too much speed through that final chicane. Got a little bit loose. Just a textbook.
Yeah, he got loose. He got loose on entry. Tried to cut the chicane a little bit too much and just dumped it off the curb there.
So
but he has emerged ahead.
What looks to be his teammate Joseph Madigan. They have the same number style and the same paint scheme. I can't confirm that. Meanwhile, I think Rosero's messed up. He just lost a ton of time to the leader Erick Heeter. Then again, we do get a reset at lap 12, but yeah, huge troubles for Michael Rosero. We'll get a replay of it. Yeah,
Michael Rosero just hit the outside wall heading onto the oval.
Yeah,
sorry, the turn, both before and after the turn. Yeah, he's going to be absolutely gutted with that as he almost hits the outside wall again in the chicane.
So trouble for Michael Rosero, letting Eric.
And Aaron Brown is round. Aaron Brown has spun.
Oh, Aaron Brown around, exit the chicane. And that is going to back him up to Jalen Battle and Andrew Cooney and Harrison Chandler, who have gone side by side. Chandler going to get the spot. Aaron Brown has gone around. We'll get a replay.
He just overcooked it. He spun it heading into the chicane. Just overcooked it slightly, trying to turn into the right.
Yeah.
He lost the rear heading into the left, and just as he tried to turn it into the right, those rears were not sticking already, and they were not going to stick.
Pretty classic situation there, just going to the left, switching back to the right, and the truck says nope and goes around on you. Luckily, Aaron Brown actually doesn't lose any positions. He had a pretty decent gap.
Andrew Cooney.
On him, he's just kind of crawling around waiting for the halfway caution. Michael Rosero has fallen off the back as well, so now we turn our attention to this midfield battle.
Andrew Cooney, very, very close behind Harrison Chandler. He's going to be peeling the pressure on there. Because remember, we've seen it already. There's been loads of mistakes happening already, even at the front. So this is going to be a very, very difficult battle as Harrison Chandler goes slightly wide.
Andrew Cooney got about a foot away from that inside wall. He is really pushing the limit, trying to get that 5th spot from Harrison Chandler. I mean, it really comes down to track position. You want to be on the inside for the restart. You really don't want to be on the outside lane. So that's why Cooney is pushing so hard to get up to the bumper of Chandler.
Yeah, you're going to see, is he going to make a lunge into here? He's going to look into the inside. He has gone to the inside. And Andrew Cooney's going to easily make that move stick. Very little opposition there from Harrison Chandler.
Textbook pass by Andrew Cootie to get around the 29. Cleanly executed as well. Back up to the front. I think Michael Rocero's made another mistake. He has huge damage to the right side and is slowed down again. Oh, Rocero is all over the place. I don't know what's going on with him, but whatever he had at the start of the race, he has lost. The gap between the top two now 3 seconds. So now the main battle on track between Harrison Chandler and Andrew Cootie.
Yeah, I'm just going back through the replay here, and I don't think that he's made a mistake. I think, sorry, no, he has made a mistake somewhere, because I'm just looking. No, he just, iRacing just net coded him some damage midway through the, midway through the oval, just net coded him some damage.
Typical iRacing stuff. Doesn't really surprise me, but as we've seen, damage doesn't matter as much as you'd think in these trucks. We saw Jalen Battle win at Charlotte with a pretty beat-up Silverado. We might see the same out of Michael Rocero. But right now he's 3.2 seconds back, so I'm guessing he just wants to get to the halfway caution. It's not like he has much pressure coming from behind.
I just want to look there. Andrew Cootie, something's happened.
Oh.
Where has Jalen Battle gone? Jalen Battle's made a mistake.
Jalen Battle now back in traffic.
Yes,
we actually have a 3-way, if you'll excuse the pun, battle for the 5th position with Harrison Chandler leading the way. Yeah, you can see huge damage to the left side of the 24.
Yeah, Jalen Battle, he overcooked it into the uphill right-hander, the first kink heading into the slower right-hander. He just hit that sausage curb and then went straight to the scene of the accident, onto the grass. Nothing you could do about it at that point. He was just a passenger and went straight into the outside wall.
You can see it hasn't affected his pace at all. He's almost getting to the bumper of the 29. Locks up going into the final chicane. Jalen Battle on a mission here. I mean, really, these trucks, they can take quite a bit of a beating before they'll give up. Jalen Battle getting quite aggressive.
Oh, yes. Yes, see, they can. All right. The big thing is I've raced against Harrison Chandler many, many times. And I know the fact that he's not going to want to give out this position lightly, especially given the fact that it's for an inside spot on the restart. As we are 6 laps away from this restart, as Michael Rocero losing even more time.
Oh, we got trouble.
To Erick Heeter.
Joseph Madigan goes around, coming into the uphill section. He is going to save it from getting into the wall. And I bet I know what that was. The
that seems to be a big, that seemed to be a big trouble spot for these drivers. Yeah, he did the same thing as Jalen Battle. He just clipped.
Oh my goodness.
He absolutely whacked that sausage curb and was straight around. Very well done by the young man. Just kept it out of the wall, kept it safe, and now he's going to go back on the charge. As Harrison Chandler is trying to fight back Jalen Battle, who got it cleanly around down the inside and then around the outside in the chicane.
So,
at this point, he's going
to 4.8 seconds.
Andrew Cootie, as well, is now on an absolute mission catching Aaron Brown. Last time round, the gap was about 4.5 seconds. Now it is just under 3 seconds. So Andrew Cootie in the last lap, he wants this podium.
Yeah, 2.5 seconds between him and Aaron Brown.
As Aaron Brown makes a small mistake up ahead, goes a little wide. Just a little bit wide. It's only going to cost about a couple tenths of a second. But remember, all of these little tenths of a second, these drivers are making mistakes, and they're all going to cost them at some point.
Yeah, it's all going to add up. Back to the battle between Chandler and Battle. Jalen Battle has made the pass on Chandler, but nearly goes around.
Big mistake.
He's going to save it. Great save by
Chandler is
Jalen Battle,
going to the outside.
That's going to let Harrison Chandler get to the outside. Not quite.
Is he going to go for the switchback? He's gone for the switchback as Jalen Battle hits the outside wall.
Oh, but Rocero gets loose.
Harrison Chandler dove to the inside. Absolutely no opposition from Jalen Battle. Goes to the outside wall, and Harrison Chandler is straight through, but he will have Jalen Battle's going to have the run. He's lost the rear end. Will he go down the inside? Nope. Harrison Chandler's fallen for that one, but once before. He's going to try and make the switchback work slightly. It's not going to, though, and Harrison Chandler will maintain that position.
These guys are absolutely sending it on each other. They really want these positions. I mean, for a race that hasn't been all that eventful up front, every time I turn my attention away from something, there's always something else happening. Is Jalen Battle going for the lunge from a long way back? He's going to miss it, but Harrison Chandler overshoots the apex, which is going to put Battle right on the bumper.
Yeah, I think at this point, Harrison Chandler, he needs to keep one eye on that big mirror in the middle of his car, and the other one needs to be glued to that racetrack. If not, he's going to wreck. He's going to make a small mistake, and we've seen small mistakes can be costly. You can see just as he makes a small one there. As I say it, commentator's curse, Jalen Battle is going to go to the inside. It's usually, he breaks a little early, and Harrison Chandler's going to keep it there. Yep. Jalen Battle, after breaking a little bit early, never stood a chance. Is he going for a spin? Saves it. Very well done by Jalen Battle.
Yeah, you can just tell from the outside these drivers are giving it everything they've got every lap. I mean, you have to. When the trucks are this loose and the track is this difficult, you got to give it everything you have every single lap, and it's leading to quite a bit of mistakes. Everybody kind of starting to calm down now, just trying to get the halfway caution. Update on Malachi Drake. He has kept that number 90 clean and green as he begins his chase of Joseph Madigan.
Yeah, he's going to catch Joseph Madigan, I have a feeling. I know Malachi Drake, he has some mad pace underneath that hood. Quick update on the battle between Aaron Brown and Andrew Cootie. Aaron Brown just made a very small mistake. And when I say small mistake, I mean massive. He lost the rear end heading into the chicane and had to serve a slowdown penalty, which has put Andrew Cootie right.
Trying to get a look at it here. All right, I think we're going to see it right here coming into the chicane. Aaron Brown, I'm guessing it was just a lockup and an overshooting? Oh, maybe not.
No, he just the rear end just wouldn't cooperate as he tried to turn into that corner.
Was it the lap before? Because the lap that I just saw, he made it through just fine.
Hold on, let me just check this. It was lap 9 heading onto lap 10.
Oh, well, I think I messed up the replay a little bit. I don't really know what happened there. Either way, it's put Andrew Cootie in striking range, and the battle is back on again for the 5th place. Oh, never mind. Battle out of the wall. Sliding, coming out of the infield. Jalen Battle, in his pursuit of Harrison Chandler, has gone around. But it's
I think we all knew that one was coming.
Yeah.
He's lost the rear end there quite a few times, says Jalen Battle. As Harrison Chandler, he's going to feel like a weight has been taken off his shoulders.
Yeah, it's one of the trickier spots in the racetrack. You see it right there. Just
as Harrison Chandler is gone, Harrison Chandler making a big mistake heading into the backstretch chicane. Will that be a slowdown penalty for the young Floridian? I do not think it is, because he is not slowing down.
Man, every time I get a replay of something else happens on track. This race has been absolutely insane. You'll see Harrison Chandler trying to get into the corner, just overshoots it.
Big mistake from Aaron Brown. Sorry to interrupt there. He went completely wide, and Andrew Cootie is through. Very, very opportunistic for Andrew Cootie. Saw him going wide on the entry to the double right-hander and absolutely smashed his car right up the inside.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, every time I try and get a replay of one thing, just something else is happening. Yeah, you'll see the mistake right there. Aaron Brown going out wide. Andrew Cootie says, "Thank you, sir," sends it down the inside. So now Aaron Brown is going to have to run him back down as Erick Heeter. We haven't talked about it much, but he is putting on an absolute clinic. No mistake so far, getting away at the front of the field, coming to lap 12. Remember, caution comes out at the completion of lap 12. Meanwhile, Malachi Drake is on the bumper of Joseph Madigan. The gap between those two just under a second. Coming through the infield section. Malachi Drake is looking fast. I think that...
Yeah. Malachi Drake is a much more consistent driver than Joseph Madigan. We've seen it in the past, and we see it again. You can see Malachi Drake's car doesn't really have a scratch on it, but Joseph Madigan has more than just a few.
Meanwhile, Aaron Brown and Andrew Cootie, their battle continuing, coming to lap 12 of 25. Back to Malachi Drake.
Big mistake from Jalen Battle again. Sorry to interrupt once again.
Oh, yeah, Jalen Battle went around, and that's going to back him up to Joseph Madigan, and I think Jalen Battle might have some engine damage, which means Madigan might have an opportunity here to catch up to the 24. We'll get a replay of what happened to Jalen Battle.
Joseph put Madigan in the pits.
Madigan into the pits? Everything's going on right now. So Madigan coming in, maybe trying to undercut everybody else in the stage as Erick Heeter is entering the backstretch chicane. We got to watch out for 5th place Harrison Chandler. So the battle right now, Joseph Madigan needs to get out of the pits before Harrison Chandler gets around him. So we'll monitor that battle.
Actually, this is going to be the final...
Oh.
Joseph Madigan has made a complete masterclass of this, I have a feeling, because he's going to catch up to the back of that field.
Erick Heeter's pitting.
Okay, so Erick Heeter had to respond then to Joseph Madigan pitting, because if not, when he was going to pit under that safety car, Joseph Madigan was going to fire up to the front.
So will somebody try and... So I'm guessing somebody, at least someone out here, is going to try and stay out and get the points for the stage win. Is anyone going to risk it?
Well, that is the end of the stage. Erick Heeter has won the stage already.
No, because it ends when the 5th place driver crosses the line, right?
No, but the points are given as they cross the line.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the 12th lap.
So Erick Heeter has won the stage, but because of the caution, no. I thought for a second Andrew Cootie was going to beat Heeter to the caution. He did not. Erick Heeter had enough of a gap to keep the lead coming to the stage, but Michael Rosero did not. He is going to race behind Aaron Brown, and Andrew Cootie, as the caution is out for the stage.
So the official stage results, I believe, is Erick Heeter, Michael Rosero, Andrew Cootie, Aaron Brown, Harrison Chandler, Jalen Battle, Malachi Drake, Joseph Madigan, and then Sean Urich, the only retirement tonight.
So, stage 1 has completed. Erick Heeter is the winner. Do cautions count under the stage, or caution laps count?
Yes.
So we're going to have some laps taken off the final stage here. So the shakeup came from Aaron Brown and Andrew Cootie getting around Michael Rosero, but now they're going to have to pit, so I don't know why they stayed out. It's not really going to benefit them at all.
There's been sorry to interrupt you there, Jonathan. There's been quite a few strategic differences, shall we say. Some drivers have elected to pit just before the end of the stage, and sometimes risking sacrificing track position, but they all had to respond to Joseph Madigan. Joseph Madigan there was the beginning of that.
But unfortunately, I don't think it's helped him because Madigan has gone one lap down.
Is he officially one lap? No, well, he will be back on pretty much the lead lap by the end, because there's going to be a bunch of drivers who he's going to overtake in their safety car, I do believe. Wait, what happened to Madigan?
I think he just pitted. I think he pitted and he didn't have enough of a gap to Heeter and he got lapped.
I'm having a look now because that confuses me.
I think Joseph Madigan was so far off the pace that Erick Heeter was in a range where if Madigan pitted, Heeter was going to overtake him, and he did.
I think you're right, which surprises me because don't these drivers have a false repair? Because I just had a look, and Erick Heeter overtook Joseph Madigan in the pit lane, which really surprises me.
You know what I'm guessing? Maybe Madigan is preparing for like a big wreck to happen or something, which I can understand because, I mean, it is the Charlotte Roval, anything can happen. So I think they're just preparing for the scenario where there is just a big crash, where other drivers are going to need to use the fast repair and they won't. And I'm guessing Madigan is going to get the lucky dog anyways.
Well, shall we ask him what his strategy was? We can bring him into the booth during the safety car period and have a little interview. What do you think, Jonathan?
I think that's a great idea. Let's go ahead and pull up Joseph Madigan, if I can find it.
Yep, I'm doing it right now. Hey, Joseph.
What?
Hi. It's us in the booth. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Didn't have any practice. I'm just trying to survive.
That's great, mate. Thanks. Yeah, we just put you into the booth here. Jonathan and I were just discussing. What were you thinking heading into the pits? That was a question, not really rhetorical. That was actually a question that sounded rhetorical. My apologies. What were you thinking when you pitted a lap or two before the caution came out?
The lead looked tasty, so I was... Siri just turned on. Hold up. The lead looked tasty, so I tried making a weird strategy move, and I tried pitting, and I was hoping that they would stay out, and I would get the lead for about one corner on the restart if they pit under caution, but it didn't work out because I sped under the pit lane, so...
Oh, I think that's where I think that's why Madigan has ended up going a lap down, because he went too fast on pit road.
Yeah, I got a penalty.
There's a bunch of drivers do pit, in fact.
So anyways, that's all we wanted to ask you about. Thank you, Joseph, for joining us here in the broadcast booth. Have a great rest of your race, and good luck.
Thank you.
So, back to pit lane coverage. Most of the drivers coming in, except for the top 2 who are staying out. And what interests me about this is I don't know how much tires are going to matter here at Charlotte, but the 1 lap fresher tires, I couldn't make up a huge difference, but if Aaron Brown got a move on, maybe try to shave down his lap times, I don't know if maybe 1 lap fresher tires would be able to help him much.
I mean, at the end of the day, fresher rubber is fresher rubber, so it's not going to be absolutely massive and critical for you to have the newest tires. But every little advantage is going to help you, especially given the massive amounts of pace we've seen Erick Heeter have.
So Andrew Cootie wins the race off of the pit lane. I have a feeling that Aaron Brown may have been serving repairs. I'm pretty excited for this restart. Lights are going to go out on the pace car next time by, so we're only going to have a 9-lap dash to the finish. Should be pretty interesting, or at least I hope the lights are going out next time by, otherwise we're going to spend a while under caution here. But if they do, we're going to have a 9-lap dash to the finish, and I'm looking forward to this restart. I think that with everything going on in the midfield, there is a chance that not everyone is going to make it through turn 1.
There's a massive chance of that, in fact. We've seen how dicey it can get, especially at the beginning of the race there. So I have a feeling that with slightly more banged up cars, the drivers realizing that now it's time to get a move on with their race, perhaps going to be a couple more risks taken.
If you're Michael Rosero, you got to love this because this puts you right on the bumper of Erick Heeter.
That's something I do believe. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I was just saying that if you're Michael Rosero, you've got to love this because it basically gives you a reset, puts you right up to Erick Heeter, and if you can get the lead, you might be able to keep it. These two are, I think Rosero is really the only one who can challenge Erick Heeter unless Andrew Cootie suddenly becomes a driving legend.
I'm not going to say anything controversial.
Meanwhile, Erick Heeter is starting to morph with the pace car, so say hello to the Porsche Silverado.
I think it's supposed to be pronounced the Porsche Valdo.
Porsche Valdo. So the field
We're just going to roll with it.
For the restart, with Erick Heeter going to head the way. Joseph Madigan lining up the field in last place. I think we're in for a good one, folks.
This is going to be a very good one. Indeed. As you can see, Aaron Brown missed that. Nope, for some reason, why is Harrison Chandler ahead of Aaron Brown?
Aaron Brown, I think, stayed on the pit lane for a little bit longer to serve repairs, so he got jumped by a couple of drivers.
Yeah, that is very possible. Sorry, on the timing sheets it said that he's supposed to be ahead of where he currently is. My mistake. Yeah, so you can see
and forgive me for being a conspiracy theorist, but in an alternate universe where Erick Heeter gets dumped going into turn 1, would he have the pace to make up the time? Because I'm thinking he might.
I don't think the question is, would he have the pace? I'm thinking, especially coming from someone like Jalen Battle or Andrew Cootie, they're going to want to do absolutely everything possible to make sure they're still in that championship fight. And to do that, they have to keep Erick Heeter behind them.
That is a good point. You got to consider the championship implications. All right.
So what I'm saying is the fact that perhaps Andrew Cootie, he might perhaps sacrifice a chance at going for the race win in favor of keeping Erick Heeter behind if in this mythical universe, notice the air quotes, Erick Heeter were to get dumped into turn 1.
I mean, it's entirely possible if he doesn't get a good jump on the restart, he spins on his own. It's the Roval. Anything could happen. We saw it with Chase Elliott in 2019. We could see it again with Erick Heeter in the Legends Racing League. We'll have a 9-lap to go restart. Pretty short sprint to the finish, so the intensity is absolutely going to ramp up. Lights are out on the pace car. We will be restarting this time by Erick Heeter in the 28 has dominated so far. So we'll see if anybody is able to stop him. That should give you a pretty good perspective, by the way, of how big these trucks are and how difficult they are to handle around this road course. You can see Erick Heeter next to the Porsche. I want to say that's a Porsche 911, but I can't make any guarantees. You can see how massive the truck looks and how small the Porsche looks.
Sorry, you've mentioned it now. I have to check what car it is. Give me a second here.
Let's see if we can look it up.
It does appear to be a 911.
Just as
you can see, folks. This is how good Jonathan and I's chemistry is. We can go and do just filler stuff where we start talking about what safety car it is.
Well, I want to know. I also want to know why there's a Porsche safety car, even though no one here is in a Porsche. But that's not important.
Anyway, back to racing.
Yes, racing.
Yes. So, one thing I was trying to mention earlier was the fact that I've seen much more surprising things happen than Erick Heeter being dumped, especially when Andrew Cootie is right behind him. I don't want to commentators curse anybody.
Conservative driver.
Andrew Cootie is not a conservative driver. He has dumped people for race wins, just at the highest level he competes at. By that I mean a weekly series. All right, he is not messy.
I don't want Erick Heeter to get dumped, but as a commentator, I want some action. So let's see what we get.
As we're coming now to the green flag, will Erick Heeter lead away? That is the question that's going to be asked, and he's gone.
Down and away.
And Harrison Chandler jumping Andrew Cootie. Andrew Cootie, will he straight up dump him? No. Very single file restart at the back of the pack. Malachi Drake pulling back a little bit.
Chandler goes sideways going into turn number 1. He's going to save it. Meanwhile, Michael Rosero is up to the bumper of Erick Heeter coming into the infield. Remember, only 9 laps to go on the restart. Not a very long time for these drivers, so the intensity is absolutely going to be ramped up.
If we have a look at Andrew Cootie, this is the move that I have a feeling might decide what's going to happen with Andrew Cootie, is that if he's going to go for this move or not. You can see he's setting it up. You can see he's taking a very drastically different line from Harrison Chandler. Harrison Chandler trying to defend much more than Andrew Cootie is attacking.
All these drivers want all of these spots. There's only a limited amount of time to do it. Meanwhile, going into the chicane, I don't think Rosero is an overtaking distance, but I've seen crazier overtakes happen. He is not going to send it from that far back. He's just going to kind of get in line, try and run down Erick Heeter. Meanwhile, back... Oh, we got trouble! Trouble! That's the 29. Harrison Chandler around in the chicane. Now everyone up to the bumper of Andrew Cootie. I'm going to take a guess. I think Andrew Cootie was at fault there. Thomas, if you want to go ahead and take a look at what happened, because I looked back, Harrison Chandler was spinning. I still got a battle to cover, though, so I can't switch back just yet.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm not saying anything, because no matter what I say is going to be controversial in this incident.
Oh, and a bump and run? Not quite, actually. Aaron Brown sent it down the inside of Andrew Cootie. Going into turn number 1, he was able to keep it clean. I think Cootie got spooked and just jumped out of the way. Now Jalen Battle trying to get around the 9 as well. Pretty close battle back here. Meanwhile, Michael Rosero has fallen back from your race leader. Now, oh, well, I don't want to switch back to a replay because I know the minute I do, everything's going to just go to bits and pieces. But I want to take a look at what happened to the 29, so why don't I?
I can explain it as you're going through it. Harrison Chandler went wide. Andrew Cootie thought there was a gap when there wasn't one. Harrison Chandler started to lose the rear end, and Andrew Cootie just kind of helped him along a bit.
Yeah, take a look at
As I said, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah,
the stewards will decide that one.
Look at the left front of Andrew Cootie. It's going to lock up coming into the chicane. Gets rolling, but by that point, he's already hit the 29. And, I mean, I know the penalties in this league can be quite strict for doing something like that. I wonder if anything is going to come of it. Meanwhile, everybody's starting to get spread out. Aaron Brown pretty clear for third. Andrew Cootie trying to run him down. Malachi Drake trying to make a move for fifth as we continue on here at the Charlotte Roval.
But I'm in a Jalen Battle.
Oh,
he spun in the chicane. He dumped himself.
And Jalen Battle into the pits. Not good for Jalen Battle.
Yeah, he just backed it straight into the wall of the chicane.
Oh, yeah. I should have locked the brakes down, because he goes hard into the wall and crunches that rear end.
Oh, Andrew Cootie all over the back now of Aaron Brown. These two, I do believe, are teammates. Yes, they are. Running under Sausage Gang Motors, and Aaron Brown's gone.
Aaron Brown around to the outside wall. He's going to nose it into the outside wall. He'll back it up and get back going, but unfortunately, he is going to lose a lot of time. That's going to promote Andrew Cootie into that position. Anyways, you were saying...
I don't remember what I was saying. This race has been so manic so far. It's been incredible.
You know who else is in the fight? Malachi Drake. He is on the bumper of Joseph Maligan. This is for fourth. Is Drake going to send it down the inside? No, he won't, but Maligan locks up, has to take to the curbing. Drake goes wide as well. So he is not able to capitalize on that mistake at the front of the field, Erick Heeter has made no mistakes. But that doesn't rule out the possibility that he will eventually make one, which, as a commentator, I want to happen. What happened?
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the battle between Joseph Madigan and Malachi Drake. They both locked up. This is going to be spicy, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, so we'll take a look at their lockup.
Heading into the final chicane there.
Yep. I mean, they're just trying to get everything they can out of these cars, and sometimes they just go over the edge. And the other thing I want to consider, as Joseph Madigan goes wide. Anyways, Madigan around, sideways in front of the field, into the outside wall. Madigan is out of the race. He's going to get
Is
that
he out
going.
of the race?
Sorry, not out of the race, just out of the race for fourth. Madigan gets back going, but he went around. Take a look at this. Okay, that was too far back. Replays are hard.
They are indeed. I think he just dumped it on the throttle, Joseph Madigan. Just got on the throttle a little bit too early, overcorrected, and then at that point, it was straight to the scene of the accident. Did well to keep it out of the wool, though. Very minimal damage.
Typical iRacing tire model stuff. So now it's Harrison Chandler with a chance of chasing down Malachi Drake, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Jalen Battle.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, Jalen Battle has exited the race.
I can't say I'm too surprised, honestly. He was not looking very solid tonight.
So, Erick Heeter leading away at the Charlotte Roval with 5 laps to go. Things starting to cool down, but I mean, every time I say that, something else happens. So, 2 retirements so far, Jalen Battle and Sean Urich. Everyone else still in contention. Joseph Madigan running in 7th, hopping over the curbing. The only thing I want to consider is that Andrew Cootie might have a penalty coming his way, and if he has that penalty, that might promote Malachi Drake up into the 3rd position. Anyways, I want to give a shout out to Joseph Madigan. I mean, as he almost goes around again, but I was going to say that he came into this race with very, very minimal practice. He has been able to hold on to some spots and overall is having a solid night. Looks like if nothing else happens, he is going to finish in the 7th position. Meanwhile, Harrison Chandler not really falling off the bumper of Malachi Drake. That battle's still going on. Thomas, if you can hear me, your mic is muted.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just having a piece of very thick chicken.
So it's the mic is muted.
Yes, well, yes, it is.
Another interesting situation developing here. Andrew Cootie, 5 seconds off of Michael Rosero, who might have made a mistake, as Cootie just closed in another 5/10. Cootie's looking fast here at the end of the race. If we get a caution, I don't know, he might be able to run down the leader. I don't think he will be able to, but he is closing in quickly on Michael Rosero, who for a very long time was looking like the faster driver of him and Erick Heeter. Unfortunately, that has not really gone his way. Andrew Cootie continuing to close in on your 2nd place driver.
All right. The big thing I want to have a look at, though, is Malachi Drake's laps.
Malachi Drake?
Yes, he's been running about an average of about, mid-26. And if we have a look at Andrew Cootie, he's been lapping 23s and 24s ever since that restart.
So we'll go ahead and pull up the last lap times on the ticker. I think Andrew Cootie, he might be faster than Erick Heeter at this point in the run. Unfortunately, without a caution, I don't think he's going to be able to get there.
I'm looking right now, and they are running very, very similar pace. He is, and Andrew Cootie is running faster than Michael Rosero.
Is he running faster than Erick Heeter? That time by, Heeter set a 1:24.4, Rosero with a 1:26.4, and Cootie with a 1:24.9. So that is almost faster than Erick Heeter.
Yeah, Andrew Cootie, his truck has really come alive here at the end of the race.
See the lap times there once again, 5/10 off the leader's pace. Nobody is going to be able to stop Erick Heeter. But Andrew Cootie might be able to stop
jinx it.
Rosero.
Please do not jinx it.
I want to jinx it. I want to battle for the lead.
Yeah, well, the big battle I'm feeling we're going to look at is Andrew Cootie and Michael Rosero. Because if Michael Rosero makes one or maybe two others, even small mistakes, Andrew Cootie is going to be all over the back of that red, white, and blue Texas Chevrolet Silverado.
Texas truck. What's your truck sponsored by? Texas.
No, you're pronouncing wrong. It's Texas. Gotta be deeper.
Battle for fourth. Harrison Chandler on the bumper of Malachi Drake. I think they might have made contact there. It's turning into a three-way battle. Aaron Brown is on the bumper as well. They're going to go three wide. Three abreast coming out of oval turn 2. Drake backs out of it. Aaron Brown does not. He is on the outside of Harrison Chandler heading towards the chicane.
Side by side of the chicane. And Harrison Chandler, no issues whatsoever. Holds on to that 5th position. Sorry, is now into 4th position. My mistake.
Andrew Cootie has got the gap down under 3 seconds. He ran 6/10 faster than Rosero once again. But the laps are winding down quickly. Cootie is going to need a mistake out of Rosero for him to get the lead. Meanwhile, this battle for 4th continuing with Aaron Brown all over the bumper of Harrison Chandler. I want to say Aaron Brown, I know he's been watching the channel for a little bit, so if you're watching this, go get him. I know I'm not supposed to have bias, but whatever. Aaron Brown getting closer and closer to the bumper of Harrison Chandler. I think he might have a little bit more pace, but a single mistake is going to cost him dearly.
Oh, Aaron Brown getting very close to the rear end there of Harrison Chandler. That is going to be very nerve-wracking for the young man from Florida.
Could he go for the bump and run? I swung out a little bit too wide. Andrew Cootie has fallen off the bumper of Michael Rosero as Aaron Brown gets into the wall, but it didn't hurt him much. If anything, it helped him get around the corner. Aaron Brown, the gap between those two, just 0.6 of a second, and Aaron Brown is going to be in overtaking range coming in to the chicane. To the outside goes the 45. He's going to have a run off the corner, side by side, coming into the chicane as Erick Heeter picks up the white flag.
Right, yeah, it does not typically go 2x2 to the chicane. Typically, it runs into a single file, but Harrison Chandler is going to get an absolutely mega run out of the chicane and is going to be pulling away from Aaron Brown as we head onto the final lap of the race.
White flag, 1 to go. Erick Heeter has dominated at the Roval and led. I think he's led every lap. I don't think there's a lap that he hasn't led, but this battle is as strong as ever because Aaron Brown is all over the bumper of Harrison Chandler. Now they're going to pick up the white flag with 1 lap to go. This battle is for the 4th position. Look at Brown all over the bumper of Chandler. Not quite.
This year is going to be the battle to watch. The other positions are pretty much solidified. Just having a quick run through and make sure nobody's made a mistake. No, they have not, as they're all on the back straight.
Brown's going to have a good run out of this corner. Chandler went a little bit narrow. Is he going to make the move coming into the hill? Up front, Erick Heeter coming around, coming to the checkered flag, but this battle is the one that we are keeping an eye on because Chandler is facing extreme pressure from Aaron Brown, and the time for Brown to overtake is running out. Coming back out onto the oval, the 45 chasing the 29 with just a few corners remaining. Will he make the move?
As Erick Heeter comes around the final corner to win at the Charlotte Roval.
Back to this battle.
Absolute dominance.
Aaron Brown on the outside, crosses over to the inside. They're going to go side by side into the chicane once again. Brown on the inside.
Very good move. Now, this is going to be a lost lap lunge from Harrison Chandler. This is going to be very interesting. Will Harrison Chandler make a dive bomb move
the top
on Aaron
three
Brown?
Are solidified, but this is the battle that matters. Harrison Chandler with a last lap run at it. I don't think he's going to make it. Aaron Brown is going to come around to collect P4. Behind it's Harrison Chandler, followed by Malachi Drake. That rounding out your top 6. Joseph Madigan going to hang on to finish in 7th on the lead lap, but it's Erick Heeter coming away with the win. Sorry, Eric, that we didn't focus on you much throughout the race. He put on an absolutely incredible drive, leading every single lap and coming away with the victory. What a race for 4th at the line.
And now we can finally catch our breath. That race was incredible, Jonathan.
I was looking forward to covering it, and my excitement, I think this race lived up to it. I want to say this is Erick Heeter's 2nd win of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
I wouldn't know. I believe he won. believe he won at Lanier. Might have won at the opening round somewhere. Don't quite recall where the first round was. No, the first round was at Daytona. As Erick Heeter is doing his celebratory donuts. Congratulations to him on a brilliant drive.
Great drive, great finish for Erick Heeter. Michael Rosero not able to get the job done despite looking close at many points in the night. Great run, Erick Heeter. You absolutely deserve this victory. Next up, we're going to go ahead and pull up the top 3 for post-race interviews. And also, at some point, I'm going to give you guys an update on if any penalties come Andrew Cootie's way after he made contact with, who was it? I think it was Harrison Chandler.
Yeah, Harrison Chandler.
So I'll put out a community post when the result comes out for that. But Erick Heeter burning it down in Charlotte. There will be no protest filed against him. Erick Heeter undisputedly has won the race. He's continuing to do burnouts. So congratulations to him. Let's go ahead and pull up the top 3, starting with Erick Heeter, if I can find him. Here he is. All right, I'll go ahead and move him into the broadcast booth. Erick, first off, I want to say congratulations on your win. You drove an incredible race. But what I wanted to ask you about is, what do you think it was that got the job done for you tonight?
Definitely. In practice, when I was going for fast laps, I guess I just burnt my rear tires off right on the outlap, and that made such a big difference. I wasn't even able to get close to the top time, and then I just took it easy on the outlap, saved my rear tires, made sure that I didn't slide them anywhere, and then just kept a clean line, steady line, stable line, and that was what got the lap time. And from there, just in the race, keeping that going and making sure that I saved those rear tires just really helped me a lot, and that was why I was able to keep the pace.
So the last thing I wanted to ask you about, Erick, is you were so incredibly fast, like 5/10 clear of second place, and beyond that, it was just, you had an incredible gap to third. I mean, what made you so fast on a single lap run compared to everyone else?
Definitely just keeping a clean line, making no mistakes. That was pretty much the key of this race. This racetrack is all about no mistakes, and we were able to make no major mistakes, little things with the line here and there on a couple laps, but that was nothing really, and we were able to keep it up front. That was pretty much the most perfect race I've had in this league, leading pretty much every lap, I think. So that might be full points for us, which was really, really what we needed. So hopefully we'll move up to the top if we haven't already. But winning the stage as well with a good strategy, pitting on the stage lap, that helped a lot.
Well, congratulations on your win, Erick. I'm still not totally convinced that you didn't just sneak an F1 car inside of your truck, but that'll be for a different time. Congratulations on your win, and yes, you are the points leader now. You're just extending your gap over second place. Next up, we are going to go ahead and pull up driver the number 23, Michael Rosero, and ask him about mostly that opening run and kind of where his pace went. So, Michael, this is Jonathan Oates up in the TMG broadcast booth. First off, congratulations on your second place finish. You drove way better than most of the field out there. Unfortunately, you just could not get up there to challenge Erick Heeter. What do you think was the difference between your two trucks tonight?
Well, Heeter didn't make no mistakes. I mean, I hit the wall. I even slid across turn 1, but he had the cleaner car. We just couldn't catch him. But we'll get him next week on Martinsville.
So on the first lap, you were actually able to challenge Erick Heeter for quite a bit, keeping around 1 second range, and from there your pace just fell off. Was that something with the tire strategy, or was Erick Heeter just better?
No, I think I would have gotten it if I couldn't have hit the wall, but these road courses are pretty tough, so that's okay.
Well, either way, incredible drive tonight. The Charlotte Roval is one of the most difficult tracks to drive, and you were able to make basically no major mistakes the whole night and come home in second. Congratulations on your finish. Next up, we are going to go ahead and pull up Andrew Cootie.
It was his first podium tonight.
So first
Actually, Andrew Cootie, I do believe in the league. Yes, it is.
So hello,
hey, Andrew.
This is Jonathan up in the TMG broadcast booth. First off, congratulations on your first podium. Great run tonight. What do you think you did that kind of separated you from the rest of the midfield?
Well, me and Aaron were working together just to stay up front in third and fourth. We noticed that fifth and sixth were we were gaining away from them, but first and second were pulling away from us. So we just kind of stick to our groove, running 124s. And we were able to get a pretty good gap between everyone else. The restart for halfway through was ridiculously crazy. I didn't mean to get into Harrison or anything like that. So that one, I don't know what happened, but that sucked, honestly. The setup was interesting, to say the least. I give Heeter and them credit for spending the time to make setups and all that, because this stuff is difficult, man.
So the other thing I wanted to ask you about was really towards the end of the race, you picked up a lot of speed. You were outlapping Michael Rosero in second. Do you think that if you had a late race restart, you might have been able to challenge for second and maybe even for the win?
No, I knew I wouldn't get the win. Heeter was too fast. That's where I give him credit, because he spends so many times running probably laps just trying to get the feel for the car and then sending it all to us. But I was catching Heeter originally with like 5 to go. I had a 6, I think up to close to 7 second gap. And then right before I spun going into the final, or the backstretch hairpin, or the backstretch chicane, what's the word? I was gaining. I was up to like 3 seconds, just under 3. So I was really hoping I could try and keep that speed, that momentum I had, but I wasn't able to do it.
All right, last thing I wanted to ask you about. So I don't remember exactly what lap it was, but it was around the mid-race restart. I want to say it was lap 14. You made some contact with the driver of the number 29. You spun him around. I personally think it was a racing incident, but I just want your perspective on the wreck.
Yeah, Harrison was a little bit slower than I was during the first stint, and I wanted to dive it in there. Because I was right behind him, and I did it before, a couple laps prior to the caution, and I wanted to just get ahead of him. And I guess he came in as I was turning, and I guess I clipped him on accident. But that was all my fault. I didn't really mean to. I was trying to get by him.
Do you expect that any penalties are going to come of that?
I don't believe I deserve one, but if I do, I don't really have a choice. That was, in my opinion, a racing incident. I believe I don't deserve a penalty or any sorts. Maybe a probation, but nothing like points deductions, because I'm in third in points, and I'd like to actually have a shot closer towards the end of the year.
Yeah, Andrew, just we've seen in the past you have a very aggressive driving style. So can you talk to me here on that mid-race restart after the midway caution? What were you thinking? Did you think that you were just going to absolutely send it and do as much as you possibly could, or were you just a lot more reserved, thinking you were going to try and play the long game, even though there was only about 7 or 8 laps to go in the race?
Are you talking about at the rack, or just coming to the restart?
No, I'm talking about the competition caution at the restart.
Oh, just coming to the restart.
Yeah.
I didn't know what Heeter was doing. Heeter and Rosero, I didn't know you could do that, actually. Come down into the pits and take tires as they were coming to the checkered. So I just stayed out, thinking I could actually just pick up the stage win. But I guess that's not the rules in this league, so I just have to deal with a third. It was 3 points extra, which is going to play definitely good for me when we get towards the final 2 races of the year. This was a good finish for us, and the Sausage Gang. Shout out to the Sausage Gang. We were just trying to keep it clean and stay alive to the end, basically.
Yeah, we saw a couple of mistakes there from your teammates, Joseph and Aaron. Were you scared that perhaps with the degrading tires, you were going to start making more mistakes like them, or were you fairly confident you could keep that truck underneath you?
Oh, I didn't have any confidence whatsoever when it came to this truck. The setup was extremely loose for me, and I was a little bit more on the. I'd like it to keep it tight, a little bit tighter under braking. Where if I'd press the brake, I wouldn't I wouldn't spin to the outside wall like I was doing in practice, which honestly was hilarious. But I knew that they were making mistakes. Some of them were making mistakes. Joseph, he didn't have much practice going into the race, so I didn't really expect much from him. Even though it's the start of our team, I guess. Me and Aaron were pretty fast. We were running 220 or 124s, 123s towards that end of the race, and I'm glad he was able to get by Harrison right at the end for a 4th place. That was some good points, but it was a good finish for us the Sausage Gang team.
So congratulations on your 3rd place finish. I know we're only supposed to interview the top 3, although I'm kind of curious to hear what Harrison Chandler has to say about that incident. Is it all right if I make a little bit of an exception here?
I have no issues whatsoever.
Then let's do it. So Harrison, this is Jonathan Oates up in the TMG broadcast booth. I know that I'm only supposed to interview the top 3, but you had a pretty interesting race, and you came together with Andrew Cootie, I want to say around lap 15. Really, I just want your perspective of the wreck, and do you think that Cootie was at fault?
Well, first, I mean, he definitely cut it real close, I'll say that. I mean, but first off, I'm surprised I'm getting interviewed. First of all, I was like, what? So, sorry, I'm not prepared for this. Overall, it was a great race. You know, I'm much more of an oval guy, so forgive me for being relatively, I want to say average for a C-class racer on road. But anyway, about that, I mean, I think it was on Andrew, definitely. He come in diving it at the last second, and I tried to give him room. But man, I went wide, and I was about to lose it, trying to give him room, but then he still hit me, and around I went, and but other than that, it was a really cool race. Never done the Roval on a Dan Lisa scored league race, so and in the archive trucks as well. So there's the experience there, and now being only 15 and having autism and Tourette syndrome, that's it takes a great effect as well. But I just gotta thank everybody who supported me over the years. My parents, most especially. If they weren't here to support me, I wouldn't have even made it on iRacing to begin with, let alone this race in this league. Thanks for the broadcast. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully I'll be able to race. Hopefully I'll race on an oval, because road courses aren't really my specialty. A-class 499 with 2,767 I rating on oval. So if I want to compete, if I want to get my first win in the league, then it's gonna have to be an oval in this series. But yeah, just gotta congratulations to Eric on the win. That battle between Aaron, Malachi, and I was fantastic. Just barely got short from Aaron. Good on him. And whatever race I get in this league next, it'll be a hell of a lot of fun, just like this one.
All right, well, good luck if you do decide to come back. Personally, I hope to see you. I think we're going to Martinsville next weekend. I'll have to double-check that. But congratulations on your 5th place finish. Once again, to everybody watching at home, I am going to update you all on if any penalties come from the incident between Andrew Cootie and Harrison Chandler. But for us, that is going to do it from the Charlotte Roval. Thank you all for watching Race 5 of the Legends Racing League Classic Truck Challenge. On the top left of your screen, you can see the final finishing results. Erick Heeter, Michael Rosero, Andrew Cootie, etc. Thomas, unless you have anything else to say, I'm going to go ahead and sign off the broadcast.
Apart from thank you very much, everybody, for watching. It was a really fun race, and hope you all enjoy your weekend. Have a fun one, guys.
So as the lights go out on the Charlotte Roval, the lights go out on this broadcast as well. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Next week, it'll be race 6 at, I believe, Martinsville. But until then, this is Jonathan and Thomas for the TMG Racing Network signing out. I will see you all later.